What's up, guys? We're going to be doing a live draft, tight end premium, $35 entry fee.
Tight ends with 1.5 points per reception. 2 flex spots.
2 flex spots.
2 flex spots.
Yep. And just as a little warm up, give you guys a song.
Shout out DJ Steve Porter.
Yep. Dude, I just thought about it. We're only broadcasting on one thing, so the mic's gonna be.
What do you mean?
You're gonna have to do this. You're gonna have to go both, so that both the mics are getting picked up, as opposed to. I really hope this works. Hello. All right, we're good to go. Okay, sorry for that, guys. We're kind of new to this
Technical difficulties.
streaming nonsense.
Nonsense.
So
Clueless.
we're pretty clueless, guys,
Clueless.
when it comes to the technical stuff.
Wait on one person?
All right.
Draft's all about.
Draft.
That's you.
Yeah.
That's Carter right now.
That's me this season, guys. Draft.
Randy Mouse.
Credentials.
My neighbor's a postman.
Let me look at their phone.
Check the. Find me a bust.
Got 2 minutes. All right, let's figure out what position we got in this draft.
I think it might be first. Oh no.
So we're going to be picking, guys,
At the 106.
at the 106, exactly where I don't like to pick. Right in the
A
middle.
little practice for you though in our upcoming draft.
Yeah, so in our draft, we will be live streaming Wednesday for our main league. I'll be drafting at the 105. This is a $35 buy-in, guys. $300, 300 some odd dollars to the winner. 3 different ways of getting that money. You can go straight cash, credit in this app, or a combination of the two. I think we're just going to take the straight
You know
cash
what we like.
at the end of the day.
We're talking cold hard cash here.
Yeah. So
So at 106, let's see, who are we thinking?
so guys, tight end premium here.
Right.
So it's a PPR league with a tight end premium, meaning premium being obviously better than a discount in something like this. Discount would be you subtract. Just think of it like a store discount. If it's a premium, then you're paying more. So tight end premium, 1.5 points per reception as opposed to 1. 0.5 would be a discount. There's a little lesson for you guys. You don't need to go to school. You can just watch this
Little
channel.
financial lesson for you.
Yeah, you can just watch this channel, guys. Forget school. Drop out of college. No,
No,
don't do that.
not sure about that. If you're in already, just keep going until you graduate.
Yeah, guys. Stay in school. So it's going to be interesting to see what Hogs 5 does here in this tight end premium. We're going to be taking a tight end in the first 2 rounds. Also getting a high-end running back will be very important for us so that we can just send wide receivers in a double flex
He
league.
went right off the board.
So Justin Jefferson is gone. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Justin Jefferson's gone. We'll see what Blade Runners does here.
How do we see? Are we able to see like? You'd think there'd be.
So Travis Kelce goes off the board, guys. I like that pick.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
Results.
But there should be I feel like I saw a draft board earlier. We'll see. So Christian McCaffrey off the board, guys. So with Travis Kelce gone, I think we just go for a running back here and then target Mark Andrews on the way back.
Unless Tyreek Hill falls to us.
Yeah,
But-
Tyreek Hill. I like Jamar Chase
So
here.
there goes Eckler.
Eckler. I mean, guys, I think we go Bijan Robinson. If we're going to be taking a tight end so early and then
Yeah.
just sending wide receivers later on,
So there.
we need a running back. So, yeah, we're just going to go Bijan Robinson
Jamar
here.
just gets taken. Yeah, I'm cool with Bijan.
Yeah, someone that is going to be great in a PPR format as well. Can't really see
Click
anything.
on him. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
See no reason not to take Bijan here.
Yeah.
Getting selected right with CMC, right with Eckler, and so we just take him.
So, guys, like my thought process in this, as Carter said, since it is a tight end premium, we're definitely looking to take a tight end here. Coming back around, most likely Mark Andrews.
Mark
Is that-
Andrews, yeah, he's taken right around 20,
I
so
don't even
we'll
mind
see.
Waller in like the third. I don't know what's his ADP, 33. So yeah, I would like Waller in the third personally. But Andrews, guys, obviously a guy that's gonna get a lot of targets, someone you can't go wrong with. But in our first round pick there, would have considered Tyreek Hill, but with getting a tight end early, I think solidifying running back, as Carter said, is a big deal. I would have chosen between Bijan, Nick Chubb, or Barkley. Obviously, you guys can see we went with Bijan. Okay, there it is.
So here we go. This is the view we want you
So
guys
after
to.
us, you guys see Tyreek, Stephon, and Nick Chubb come off the board. Chubb, guys, is someone I'm picking at the 102 in our draft, and Chubb is someone that I'm considering there. I just think his workload. I think this is going to be peak Nick Chubb this year. I think he's going to get more receptions than we're accustomed to. Nothing crazy, but enough to really elevate him towards a potential RB1 finish.
Yeah, these first 5 running backs here: Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Bijan Robinson, Nick Chubb, Saquon Barkley. I think you can throw Derrick Henry in there. Maybe Tony Pollard if you
Pollard.
extend it a little bit. In my opinion, I know you're a little bit higher on
Yeah.
Tony Pollard, but all kind of in the same tier, really. I think
Right.
maybe McCaffrey gets his own tier, but
Yeah, that's fair.
very close. Not a large tier break. I'm on Ross St. Brown off the board. I like that.
Yeah, St. Brown's a guy I personally. So I actually have Pollard as my number 5 running back, right over Austin Eckler. Probably a hot take, but I have Amon-Ra at my 5 spot in my receivers. I think he's primed for a massive year.
Yeah, I love taking
Wow.
him above
That's
AJ
a
Brown.
great pick at the turn there.
Yeah, that is
A.J.
Garrett
Brown,
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson. Wow, and then that guy makes St. Brown and Tony Pollard. That's great too.
So we might have Derrick Henry fall to us, and if that's the case, we could just go Henry, and let's see who we got. I like Cooper Kupp a lot here, guys.
I'm gonna disagree with you, but that's all right.
I mean, dude, when you're thinking about upside and winning the league,
He's 30. I don't know, man. That age really turns me off. And he's already re-aggravated this injury once.
okay, so
Derrick Henry comes
well,
off.
it is your pick. It's second
Okay,
round. We
who's
are
that-
switching off.
Who's that running back? I don't know that any of those guys I would draft this early.
Cooper Kupp, guys, is. I mean, it depends how you feel about it.
Are we on the board right now?
We're about to be. When he's healthy, guys, there's no denying his talent. I'll just say that much.
Yeah. No, I agree. I just.
We could just stick with the
clock.
tight end strategy we were thinking about.
Yeah, I said we roll with that. Because I don't really like any of the running backs right here, and I don't really like Cooper Kupp right here.
So yeah, guys, we're just gonna stick with our
So let's look at
guns.
our draft
Basically,
board.
what we told you guys we were doing before. We got Bijan Robinson, Mark Andrews. Great feeling knowing that we got that tight end that has a premium. And honestly, this is a double flex league, guys. So if it comes back around and there's someone like Darren Waller in the 4th, I mean, we could even just stack those guys up and think about reliable starts for both of them.
Right.
I like that being a tight end
Yeah.
premium.
And as we've stated before, got our workhorse running back. So we could go receiver here at the 3-4. I think there's a lot of great value in there. You guys might see us pull out a little Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper action at the 3-4. Depending where those guys are going, I see Coop has a 41 ADP, so might be able to get our hands on him in the 4th. Third round though, maybe one of our running backs falls to us. Let's look at the draft board. So after us, guys, Jacobs, Cooper Kupp, Jalen Waddle. That's a very electric team. Christian McCaffrey and Jalen Waddle together.
Yeah.
I don't really like the Josh Jacobs pick, even though he's obviously going to get a workload. I'm just not sure how well he's going to hold that up. And we don't like that Oakland offense.
Right. So Jahmyr Gibbs off
that
the
number
board.
1 team.
Justin Jefferson, Calvin Ridley, Jahmyr Gibbs. They're looking pretty strong there.
Yeah.
So double flex league. So we're going to want wide receivers. That's going to be something high on our priority list. We already got our tight end. That's going to be extremely valuable for us. Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes stack with Devontae Smith. I like that.
And a tight end premium, dude, that's nasty.
Yeah, so we're thinking about going wide receiver here for sure, unless there's something that pops out as value.
Who's that running?
Joe Mixon. So that's kind of a guy you expect to see. Ramondre Stevenson.
I like Ramondre, actually. This is your pick, though. So
yeah, we're going to go wide receiver here, guys.
So we see the top 3 quarterbacks in terms of consensus ranking come off the board back to back to back. So we got
quarterback valued a little bit down in a double flex league.
Right.
When you have more players at the wide receiver position, you need them more. When you have less, having that advantage at quarterback is a really big advantage. I'm going to go Keenan Allen here, guys. Just an absolute PPR monster.
Give it to him.
And someone that is going to provide on a week in, week out basis if he's healthy. Very safe floor.
Yes.
So when you have a guy like Bijan with super high upside and Keenan Allen with super high floor, it's a perfect balance. Mark Andrews, obviously, super high ceiling as well.
So T. Higgins comes off right after us. Guys like Keenan Allen and T. Higgins, you're going to see them ranked pretty closely with each other.
Keenan Allen's definitely.
I think just the fact that Keenan Allen is the number 1 in that offense, Carter's given you guys this multiple times. He's a guy that can hit double-digit receptions very early in a game. I mean, obviously you're not going to expect that week in and week out, but he's a guy that's going to get a lot of targets, a lot of usage. Personally, I'm not afraid of his injury history. He came back last year, guys, from week 11 to week 18, was the wide receiver 4 over that span, so a guy that just dominated when he was playing. So, and getting him in the 3rd round feels like a little bit of a discount.
It definitely is. Yeah, we're going to see a spread field as well with Quentin Johnston rotating in now. Obviously, Herbert has no problem throwing the ball down the field as it is. So I think that just opens up more space underneath for Keenan Allen to operate. He's great at getting open. T. Higgins, I like after Keenan Allen, DK, Debo, D-Hop. So I think that the wide receivers have been chosen pretty well. Ridley and Keenan are kind of apples and oranges for me.
So that guy started with Nick Chubb and then got 2 receivers that I'm very low on in Devontae and DK. Very shaky, but obviously if both of them hit their peaks, you're looking at a very good team.
Yeah.
I like what this guy's done with A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Hawkinson, and then getting Najee Harris in the 4th round as your RB1 when you've gotten 2 studs at receivers and then a tight end in a tight end premium league. Like, I think he has a lot to be happy about.
Yeah, that's a great start for him.
I think Ramondre there in the 4th is great value.
It's really hard to mess up these first 3 rounds, honestly, guys. In most of your drafts, it's going to be pretty obvious. Anyone you take is going to be similar in tiers, but just don't take – there's guys that you shouldn't take, I'd say. There's not a lot of guys that I'm – how do I explain it?
What, that you're out on?
Yeah, it's like all these guys are very good, very talented, so that it doesn't matter too much, but there are guys that just pop out to me as people I wouldn't value. Like T. Higgins in the 2nd, I've seen him go there sometimes. I don't really like that value.
Yeah, I like him in the 3rd about where he got drafted in this.
Yeah, I'd rather get Jimmy.
So we are on the clock, guys. I really like DJ Moore, Amari Cooper. Outside of that, though, those are really the only 2 guys I'm looking at. Where are we at in running backs? Yeah, I'm not liking any of those running backs right now. Guys, I'm going to give it to you. I'm taking Amari,
Amari
Cooper.
Cooper, guys. Practice what you preach. We've
Yep.
talked about Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper being undervalued guys. These are both wide receiver ones being drafted as the wide receiver. Let me do some quick maths right here. 2, 4, 6,
Says it right there.
8. Okay, wide receiver 15 and 16. So we think that they return that value at the very
Well, we got
least.
Coop at 20.
Okay,
wide
so
receiver
15 and 20.
I mean, guys, Cooper was what? The wide receiver 10 or 8?
I believe 8.
But he was a wide receiver 1 last year, guys. He finished as wide receiver 1.
No, Waddle was the 8, so Cooper was
Cooper
the 10.
was 10.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys,
PPR rankings.
like this is what we talk about when we talk about value. You're drafting Amari Cooper as the wide receiver 20 in your draft. There's no way he doesn't return that value. He's going to outperform that draft position. Whereas a guy like, I don't know, to me, seeing maybe I don't know. I feel like Higgins is pretty fair there. But even a guy like Calvin Ridley, I think we all have a lot of high hopes for him. He's a very talented player. But seeing him at wide receiver 14, you're almost drafting him at his peak. So that's the only one I see really bad value. Maybe Hopkins there at 19, but even that I don't really have a problem with. It's just the fact that it was in the 3rd round.
Yeah. Especially with people like Ramondre, Najee Harris there.
Yeah,
If you can get Amon Ra and then go Tony Pollard, Ramondre, Tony Pollard, Najee, I mean, I like that team a lot more than Amon Ra and D-Hop. I think you really solidify that advantage at running back, whereas now
Right.
he's a little bit shaky. If he truly believes that DeAndre Hopkins is still DeAndre Hopkins,
which
he certainly could be, then I think he has a good wide receiver advantage.
Yeah.
So not a terrible pick. I like what we did, though, because right now we are in a great position with Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper. We have a great floor on a week-to-week basis
Mhm.
with Keenan Allen. Amari Cooper, if he's playing at home, will probably get 50 points for
I
us.
was gonna say he's a guy. I made fun of him last year because of the away home splits, but he's a guy that he gives you boom weeks. At least
Mhm.
last year, he had a lot of boom weeks.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson is,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
if he comes back to form, then we're looking at good value there in the 4th round, guys.
Well, yeah.
I know you're probably gonna be looking at one of your classic 5th round running backs. Who are we looking at here? George
Yeah, so
Kittle's on
I'm
the
kind of
board.
thinking George Kittle, honestly, but we can wait a little bit and get someone like Higbee, maybe Evan Ingram, even. So I think we just stick with running back and wide receiver.
Yeah, I agree.
Javonte Williams is not that enticing here. I
James
think
Cook's
we
going
just,
a little high there. I like Rashad White there.
yeah. Out of all these guys,
Look how low Miles Sanders.
I'm
is
gonna
here.
just keep practicing what I preach, guys. I
Yeah.
think we just go Rashad White.
I agree. I like him as a 2 to Bijan,
Yeah,
considering we have both of our wide receivers lined up already.
and it also has that PPR upside that you like
Yeah.
to see.
Like you said,
So.
guys, Carter's told you time and time again, Rashad White only missed out on 8 targets last year. So he had 50 receptions on 58 targets. Guys, however he worked that out, that's great production, great efficiency. A guy that, again, he has Chase Edmonds behind him, who we haven't seen. He's never really peaked and had that success that we've all expected in the NFL. So Rashad White, guys, I think is a great pick in the 5th round. It's hard to find workhorse potential at this spot. So a guy like Dameon Pierce, even though I am low on him at his usual ADP, in the 5th round, I really don't mind him. I think he's going to get an obvious workload. So if you're drafting him, this guy drafted him as his RB1 in the 5th round, which
That's
I really
risky.
don't mind. It is risky, but like who else are you can't wait much longer, and who else are you really going to get besides Rashad White maybe.
Yeah.
But like Dalvin Cook is one that I disagree with. Having him as your RB1's a big mistake. I like his brother more this year, James Cook. Dang, so okay, Justin Fields, that's great value there.
Yeah, guys. So we have a pretty solid running back, wide receiver start. Obviously, this is super flex, so we're gonna want to double, triple, even quadruple down on those spots just to make sure that we're secure throughout the season. There's also a time. There's also a
super flex,
double
just
flex.
double flex.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a team that we're going to be updating you on in the season. Probably intro a couple of our videos with how we're setting our lineups for the weekend. So I'm excited to bring you guys all that content. It's going to be fun. You're going to be able to track how we do.
Your boy just came off the board.
Kyle Pitts. Yeah.
So
Not my boy.
Deontay Johnson a little higher there. In terms of ADP, like value.
Deontay Johnson and Ayuk, I do like that.
I like Deontay.
This
I
guy-
like that.
I'm on Raw, DeAndre Hopkins, Deontay Johnson,
That's
Brandon
great
Ayuk.
in a double flex league. That's great because he can play all four of those receivers at
Yeah,
once. You know,
those are all very startable guys.
that's great drafting right there.
Missing out on his tight end, but if he can target someone,
Let's see,
where are the
who's-
tight ends that are left? Yeah, if he could get Evan Ingram on that team, David Njoku even maybe.
He'll probably be looking at
but-
Njoku on the way back
Yeah, not a guy I love.
as a tight end one. Yeah, but at this point, he's missing out on a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, guys, James Cook, Chris Godwin, 2 picks before us. 2 guys that I was really looking at. Let's see who we got.
Something to mention about Njoku, though, Deshaun Watson, throughout his regular
Ooh,
season
I
career,
like Christian
20% of his touchdowns go to tight ends. So he does have a lot of touchdown upside this year. Something you love to see in a tight end, especially in such a scarce position where that is basically what you're looking for on a week-to-week basis.
I'm looking at Christian Kirk right here. I like Kirk.
Yeah, Christian Kirk here, guys, is a great pick, honestly. Someone that's going to be working out of the slot this year. Christian Kirk goes,
Killer.
guys. That's the
Christian
way
Kirk
she
right
goes.
before us. Looking at McLaurin here. At running back, we have J.K. Dobbins,
Jonathan Taylor.
out the first 4 weeks. Though.
I'm super low on him, but in the fifth round,
What do you think
sixth
about
round.
Pacheco or Sanders?
I like Pacheco. I like Akers. I'd rather go wide receiver, honestly, but
Should
I
go
think
McLaurin?
McLaurin's here. Yeah, McLaurin's great here.
So, guys, that right there, Christian Kirk, my guy that I was planning on drafting, obviously stuck with wide receiver. I think the value getting McLaurin at wide receiver 29 is great right there. So, guys, you got to be able to pivot like that in a 30-second draft, too. You got to be able to do it quickly. You got to analyze, know who's on your board, know where the value is.
Yeah,
So, I think the running backs that were there, I mean, Jonathan Taylor, guys, obviously he's going to be good if he comes back and plays. To me, that's too much of a question, especially in a double flex league. You want guys in your first, 5 to 6 rounds that you can really just immediately play, not have to think twice about, not have to worry about anything external. So that's why we pivoted back to wide receiver, or at least someone that we know is going to play.
yeah, I have no problem with that. Jonathan Taylor in the six just looks
No,
crazy.
the value's great.
And don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not high on Jonathan Taylor this year. # depressing Indianapolis. So, it just kind of is what it is. If he comes back to me in the 7th, I think I just take him because his upside is obviously there. And we're looking to win the league, guys. We're not looking to come in third. So,
So, I love me some Jordan Addison.
Jordan Addison would be a filthy pick here. Gabe Davis even is
Who's in
someone that
there?
I'm looking at.
Who's in there at running back? Is Pacheco still there?
Let's see. I kind of like our running backs.
Pacheco's there.
Check is there
Miles
at
Sanders is still
81.
there. Kamara's still there. Whew.
Khalil Herbert, even Antonio Gibson. So we can definitely wait on a running back and still get someone like Antonio Gibson, who we're pretty high on.
I like Kamara here, guys. Kamara or Pacheco would be my pick. Obviously, this is Carter's pick. Who's at receiver?
Jahan Dotson,
Dotson,
Jared Judy,
Judy,
Jordan Addison,
Addison.
Gabe Davis.
So Addison and Dotson would be the 2 guys I would be looking at. Maybe even Brandon Cooks. I'm pretty high on Brandon Cooks this year. I think right here where he's getting, if we were to draft him right here, I think that's good value. Tight end, we're still looking at Evan Ingram's here. Do we have a quarterback?
We don't,
No.
but we're just going to wait a little bit on that.
I think we're good. on
Actually, we could go Deshaun Watson and get that stack. I wouldn't mind
Could.
that.
that. I see that guy ranked really low.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers ranked criminally
Really
low like
low.
usual.
I say we wait. Watson wouldn't be a guy to be thrilled to draft. Like, being a double flex, I think we should prioritize receiver, running backs.
I agree.
That's just my thought process.
The
right
only
now.
reason I look at Watson there, guys, is because we have Amari Cooper.
Right.
That's literally it. I'm not drafting him in any other situation.
So we got one person in front of us right now, and then we are on the clock. So Jahan Dotson and Addison are both still here. I think maybe we pivot away from Dotson because we did draft Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, we're going to go Jordan Addison.
Yes, sir. Basically, I know you've just picked, but I basically picked.
No, I mean, you've talked me into him.
I love
Done
me
my
some Jordan
research on
Addison,
him.
guys. Guys, coming into it as a number 2 role in that Vikings offense, seeing what he did in college, his route running ability, separation ability, he's a great player, knows how to go up and get the ball, isn't scared to do that. So guys, I think he's going to get a lot of volume this year. Someone that I certainly love drafting in the 6th, 7th round. We got him in the 7th. So bottom of the 7th, I really like that. Coming back around. Let's see.
Yeah, guys, if you go look at Jordan Addison in college, he looks just elite. He looked like he was on another level, and not the best combine, but
Right.
you just watch him play, and he actually kind of looks like Justin Jefferson with like the amount of he just looks stupidly open sometimes.
Yeah. No, it's really crazy watching him run routes and just how open he is on on an island basically.
Someone we're drafting for absolute upside.
Yeah.
Stepping into the role that Adam Thielen had. If he can get 100 targets this year, I think he gets at least 75 receptions over the course of the season, and touchdown upside as well.
I'm giving him high expectations. I'm looking him to push 1,000 yards. I think he's the best rookie receiver this year, at least like in the best position. Also putting everything together. So we see Pacheco, Alvin Kamara. I don't know why I said Kamara. I always say Kamara. That's my guy. We all know that. But Khalil Herbert comes off. Jahan Dotson. So this guy has quite a interesting team going here. We liked what he did at first, but
don't love what he did with Trevor Lawrence. Maybe if he had Calvin Ridley, I like Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Deshaun Watson. I'm staying away from them completely unless I get that stack because that's just really fun to have.
Yeah. So, his last 3 out of his 4 picks I don't like. I like the Jahan Dotson pick as his wide receiver 3, but guys, getting DeAndre Swift as their RB2, I'm looking for someone that's a lot safer than that. I just don't see. Antonio Gibson came off the board. So we're 4 picks away. I like AJ Dillon here as our RB3 because we're pretty good on receiver. Obviously good on tight end. Brian Robinson comes off the board.
Yeah.
AJ Dillon is looking like the last true like running back that you can count on.
Me personally, go to wide receivers. Maybe Gabe Davis or Marquise Brown. I really like Marquise Brown here, honestly.
So this guy's taking a little while. 1 second.
Marquise Brown, guys, before he got injured last year, the wide receiver 6. Being drafted in the 8th round could be insane value.
I like Brandon Cooks a lot this year. I just like AJ to shore up our RB3. Because he's like the last remaining true running back that I feel like you can count on a week-to-week basis. But we do have all of our like flex starting spots filled. So Marquise Brown comes off the board, guys.
Okay, yeah. So I guess we pivot away from him. Me, I'm looking at Deshaun Watson. AJ Dillon's all right. He's off the board too,
Okay,
so
guys,
you're going to have to
pivot
decide.
here again. Shit. Fix that after we draft. But yeah, guys, so I'm gonna have to look at. I'm tweaking right now. Deshaun Watson's here. Don't like any of these running backs. I'm going Brandon Cooks. I think Cooks is a great play. I will say, drafting another receiver. My thought process, guys. Terry McLaurin. I do love his value for us in the 5th round, or in the 6th round, actually. I think it's great value. But he has been diagnosed with like a turf toe, uncertain for week 1, but I think his season projection is still fine. But Brandon Cooks is someone, guys, I think is going to be great as the wide receiver 2 in that Dallas offense. I think they've really been looking for that guy to come in and be that complement to CD. So I think Brandon Cooks is going to have a big year. That's why I rolled with them. Looking at A.J. Dillon coming off the board right before us and Marquise Brown, 2 guys that we really liked. A.J. Dillon was the last of those starting running backs. I would say Samaje Perine because, guys, if you watched one of our videos recently, we stated that Samaje Perine is said to be the lead back for a good chunk of the season. Not sure what a good chunk means. To me, that means half the season or so. So a guy that's going to have a solid floor for you in a format like this with a double flex. I like him. I think Here at running back, we have Charbonnet, Warren, Jalen Warren, that is, Samaje Perine, Jerick McKinnon. Deshaun Watson's still on the board.
Yeah, I'm looking for Deshaun Watson right here. I
So
really
we got,
like going
6
Deshaun
picks.
Watson, and then we can just back up Deshaun Watson if he isn't that great this year.
Right.
We can look at a guy like Jordan Love, even Jared Goff, Aaron Rodgers,
Rodgers.
obviously. Guy
I really
love.
like Goff that late.
Yeah, Goff is great value. You can find value in
Yeah.
a good backup late. Matthew Stafford.
Guys, I'll
Oh,
say
yeah.
it. Start Sam Howell week 1 if you're looking for a quarterback week 1 going against the Cardinals. I think it presents a great floor and opportunity to have a big game. That Cardinals defense is atrocious. A team that we know is not in a position to win many games. So just putting that out there.
Yeah, this guy goes
yeah.
Muth and Njoku. Something that I wouldn't recommend if not in a best ball format because he's just going to be juggling who
Right.
to draft
Those are
every
like-
single week.
I think we had them back to back in our
Yeah.
rankings.
They're kind of similar outlooks this season in terms of where they fall overall.
Wow.
So if you look how we set up our team, guys, secured the running back within the first 5 rounds, and then just slammed wide receivers, PPR
Yeah.
format. Love the way we did that. And now I think we can go quarterback. And if we're looking for upside, I mean, Deshaun Watson's definitely our guy.
Is Samaje still on the board? Okay, so he is.
Yeah. So if you want to get him coming back around, that's
Yeah.
definitely fine. But I'm
We're
gonna
on
go
the
Dak
clock.
here. I think. Oh, he just went. Okay.
Yeah, so Deshaun
So
Watson
that's
just went, guys,
unfortunate.
snipe. I go Perine, bro. Get that number 3 running back for us because we do only have 2 of them.
Yeah, let me see. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not too opposed with Piron. I guess we can go with
I
him.
think he gives us a solid floor for the season.
Not too excited about it.
Yeah,
but
he's not an exciting pick by any means, guys. But I think at this point, personally, I'm just a big security guy when it comes to running backs.
Yeah, you've been talking about him
Yeah.
every round.
Obviously Bijan, we expect a top. We drafted him as the RB3, so we're expecting a big finish from him. Got Rashad White, who Carter and I really like. Carter's been talking him up on a lot of our videos. Has really pushed me on Rashad White, and I think our receiver position being in what it is right now, I think it's good to just lock up that running back 3. Like I think he just offers much more than say Charbonnet right now, or even Jalen Warren.
Yeah, someone in the beginning of the season definitely going to be
Right.
playable. I mean, his upside not exactly what I like
Right.
that much, and
I think
maybe Tank Bigsby would have been a good pick there. Maybe even Rashad Penny, but guys, it's not really like I think either of those guys. All that's fine. Getting that running back 3 is definitely good when we have so many wide receivers
Dang, 20
and missed out on
rounds.
Deshaun Watson.
I'm thinking about taking Rashad Penny right here. Honestly, if he hits, we talked about this in one of our earlier podcasts. If he
Mhm.
hits, dude, that's big. Elijah Mitchell, Zeke, Rashawn Johnson could be a late guy for us.
Tank Bigsby is a very popular sleeper among a lot of fantasy
Yes.
analysts. Obviously, Travis Etienne's the guy there now, so kind of if you want to take that risk, definitely
Bigsby
go
just
for it.
got
I don't
taken,
mind it.
guys. Bigsby, wow. So Gainwell comes off the board before Penny does. Surprised me a little bit. But I do like Kenny Gainwell. Not necessarily in the 9th round, but not a pick that I'm opposed to. So we see guys in this 9th round. I think it's really good that we did take Perine now, looking at what came off the board, considering Charbonnet, Jalen Warren, Kenneth Gainwell, and Tank Bigsby all just came off the board. I think that's pretty important, guys. You want to get. We might have started the run on running backs, but obviously, if that would have happened, it would have left us with very little options as our RB3. So, I think retrospectively, it's a solid pick now.
Yeah, I mean, we missed out on AJ Dillon as that RB3, and then
Killer.
I mean, we only missed out on Jamal Williams after that, so it
Right.
didn't end up
Right.
paying off that badly. Still got Samaje Perine, secured the number 1 spot for the beginning of the year. You expect to see him kind of slip off a little bit towards the later parts, but guys, as an RB3, I mean, someone we could probably start in weeks that we need to.
So, I say we pivot off of away from receivers still. I do like Dobbs, but there's a lot of these guys that I like. Marvin Mims, Darnell Mooney's really low. Nico Collins, obviously. So Rodgers just comes off the board. Killer guys.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I keep doing that. Dalton Schultz comes off the board. We are on the clock. I say we sure up our quarterback spot. I like Daniel Jones. What do you think about Geno?
I mean, good finish last year, guys. Someone
might
that
take
is in a very similar situation as he was last year. I don't see a lot of reason for him to fall off. The addition of JSN, even, just helps him.
Geno.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
So Geno Smith at quarterback, someone that was super popular last year. I mean, came out of nowhere, really.
Right.
So, looking good here.
Yeah. I think Geno, I've talked about him guys multiple times. Him, Jared Goff, and Daniel Jones are all three guys that I really like late in drafts. Geno just he gives you that rushing upside similar to Daniel Jones. Excuse me. I really like him again, like Carter said, with the addition of JSN. Those three guys together at receiver are great for Geno. Great supporting cast. Drafted Charbonnet. 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers they can count on. You got Noah Fant at tight end, so a lot of weapons to operate with.
So I'm just basically marking guys we've talked about that we like. And did Nico Collins just come off the board? He did. I like that pick.
I do. I really like
Marvin
that pick
Mims
too.
still there.
Yeah, Mims is pretty late.
Rashad Bateman is a guy that I'm going to be targeting if he's still there. I think he offers a bunch of upside, guys.
Yeah, we've seen. Guys, I like Odell. I really do. It's just at this point in his career, how healthy, how long does he stay healthy? Really like Zay Flowers too. Guys, go get rookie receivers. I've said it again and again. But yeah, Rashad Bateman I think is good. I like Laporta as a backup tight end. Rashad Penny, obviously. Marvin Mims is a guy I've really talked about a lot. He's gonna operate. If Judy's healthy, Marvin Mims playing as the wide receiver 3 in a Sean Payton offense, you're going to see a lot of 3 wide receiver sets. So I think he's a great value pick, someone I've really talked up.
Yeah, I just think if Lamar's healthy this year, I like that pick as well. I just think Bateman here is insane value. And he
Bateman
goes right
comes
before
off
us we talk
We're
about
getting
him.
sniped, dude.
So, he was top of the board, so
Right.
not really too surprising. But unfortunate, guys,
Rashad
it's
Penny's
happening
there.
right before we draft. Yeah, Laporta's is a guy that I'm not afraid to pivot to here, but I think we just stick with quarterback and get another one of these guys that are just really good and someone that we don't have to worry about streaming, someone like Bryce Young later on in the season.
Sam L.
And Romeo Dobbs is someone I look for, but not someone I love to take. Maybe we go Elijah Mitchell and just get another one of those running backs. I think that's actually what I'm going to do. Because Elijah Mitchell, guys, has been playable even with CMC in the lineup.
Yeah, we saw that last
And
year.
say one of these guys go down, we got P. Ryan and Elijah Mitchell to back them up. I think those are 2 pretty reliable guys as long as they're playing and getting snaps.
I love that Nico Collins pick in the 10th round.
Yeah, that's a great pick.
You got 2 of your guys back-to-back with – 3 of your guys back-to-back with Elijah Mitchell, Nico Collins, and Rashad Bateman. Guys, those are great late-round
Elijah
value
Moore.
picks.
Elijah
Yeah,
Moore.
sorry, Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
Those are great late-round picks, guys. Like, we talk about it all the time, getting value as much as you can in the late rounds. So getting Elijah Moore, Nico Collins, and Rashad Bateman in the 9 through 11, I love. Don't love his wide receivers in the 4th and 5th. With Christian Watson and Mike Williams, 2 guys we are not high on.
Yeah, guys,
But
Christian Watson.
Christian Watson, guys, tell us why. Again, we'll keep saying it. Tell us why. I'm kind of looking at teams. Who has a good team? This guy went running back heavy. He's at hero receiver. I don't mind. I like Lockett as his wide receiver 2.
Michael
He still
Thomas at
ended
wide
up with-
receiver 3.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Jacoby Myers at 4.
Um,
So he's going to be, I guess, starting 4 running backs. Javonte Williams isn't looking that great. To get Samaje Perine that much later than Javonte Williams is actually really surprising.
So, guys, my love, Marvin Mims comes off the board. Rashad Penny is off the board. Tyjae Spear, guys, want to hit on him for a second. Back up to Derrick Henry, guy that could see some receiving work. I think he could have some standalone value. Tyler Algier comes off the board, but Spears, guys, definitely a solid late round value. One of the top handcuffs in fantasy, that's for sure. Someone just drafted a defense. That's very favorable for us.
Not advised, guys.
Sam Laporta. I'm seeing Roshan Johnson, someone I know you love, Carter. So Laporta comes off the board right before us. We are getting sniped today, guys. I really like Roshan Johnson right here. I don't see any other running backs. I do see Darnell Mooney, who I'm pretty high on. But, yeah, I'm going to go Roshan. I think he's going to present a lot of value later in the season. So I like that pick for us as our RB5. Definitely not super solid on our running backs after our top two. But guys that I think on a week-to-week basis, if we do need to plug one of them in and they have a favorable matchup, I think it works out in our favor a lot. Obviously, getting 5 wide receivers that are all, I think, are really great picks help a lot. 2 studs to start, and then McLaurin, who could be great value in the 6th round. A guy who operates as the number 1 wide receiver, shows us talent year in and year out. And then getting Addison and Brandon Cooks, I think those are 2 guys that I like in those mid to late rounds.
Okay, so Justin Tucker off the board, kicker, and something we don't advise again.
Guys, if people start drafting defenses and kickers, do not feel like you have to go do that. That just leaves you with more value at those running back and wide receiver positions, even just quarterback and tight end positions too. So don't feel like you have to follow suit. Stick with getting your position players. Those are the guys that really matter in terms of getting you points.
Yeah, something that you can do as well, some advice I heard recently was just go through the Vegas odds and then just draft the defense that way, guys. Like, if the over-under is pretty low and the spread's pretty close, I mean, just take that defense and you're probably looking pretty good playing with the odds there.
Also, look at where defenses are ranked in whatever format you're playing in terms of, like, ESPN or NFL, or the other guys that are out there, Yahoo. But because there's some defenses that are, like, the Cowboys, dude, are ranked, like, the 20th fantasy defense on NFL, which obviously playing with Luke, my brother, is a Cowboys fan. We know they're going to probably be the first defense off the board. But just something to keep in mind, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to go Jonathan Mingo here if he's still there. Absolute beast athletically.
Is Darnell Mooney still there?
I don't know.
We do like Mingo, though. We did talk. Darnell Mooney is still there.
Yeah, no, I'm going Jonathan Mingo
Jonathan
here.
Mingo.
Rondale Moore's another guy I like for when Kyler Murray comes back. Obviously another slot guy.
Guys, Van Jefferson, keep him in mind with the cup injury. Just a guy to keep an eye on.
So, yeah, guys, we're just going high upside here. That's what we advise late in drafts. Just someone that we think can pop off and be real good for us down the line. That's why I go with a rookie like Jonathan Mingo there.
Yes. So
Roshan Johnson, another guy that could just come up big later on in the season.
So, guys, who was it? Oh, Hunter Renfrow, guys. He, to me, is a great value pick. Obviously, in this format, his ADP is at 250. So, I'm not even going to try to math that. But he's a guy we saw go to the Pro Bowl 2 years ago, dealt with a lot of injuries last year. I think with Jimmy G, he plays to his strengths a lot. An underneath short route type of guy, really shifty, agile guy. I think if he's healthy this year, he only played in 10 games last year. If Hunter Renfrow is healthy, guys, that's a steal of a pick late in your drafts.
Yeah, certainly.
So we have our quarterback filled, have our tight end filled. As his number 2 quarterback, I know you're looking at Matt Stafford. I'm looking at Sam Howell.
I'm looking at Jordan Love.
Really?
Yeah. I really like Jordan Love this year. I think his playmaking ability just is electric.
So Jared Goff comes off the board. I like that pick late in the draft. Russell Wilson I even like. Let's see. Who's our running back? No one of great value probably. Jerome Ford could have some value as the pass-catching back in Cleveland. And, of course, if anything happens to Nick Chubb.
Deuce Vaughn. I like him.
Deuce Vaughn. Deion Jackson could be a great pick to start the season. He's going to operate as that running back 1 with Zach Moss hurt in addition to the Jonathan Taylor situation. And we see Gus Edwards there.
I like Gus Edwards, guys.
Yeah.
I'm looking at people that could be serviceable later down. I mean, I think we have our starting lineup pretty solidified right now. So I'm looking at the late season, and Gus Edwards is a guy I'm looking at. If J.K. were to go down, Deuce Vaughn, if Tony Pollard were to go down.
I think Deuce Vaughn presents standalone value also because he is that running back too there.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously Tony Pollard, like, he's going to be the workhorse, but I don't know how much of a true workhorse. Like, he's not going to get Nick Chubb type volume,
Right.
in my opinion. So, guys, we see Deion Jackson come off the board, getting sniped left and right in this draft, but you guys have seen how we've operated, had to pivot, still getting guys of great value. Seeing these kickers come off the board really breaks my heart, but it's also a good thing because, as we've said, presents more value for us. So I might go Darnell Mooney here if he's still here. Probably spoke too soon on that. Rashee Rice, a guy I really like.
No, so we're up.
Ooh,
we're
Luke
up.
Musgrave
Yeah, I like Luke Musgrave.
came off right before us. So I'm going to go ahead and take Darnell Mooney, a guy I really like. Let's see who's at tight end still. Irv Smith. Tyler Conklin, guys, could be a real sleeper at tight end this year. I think Michael Mayer for Las Vegas, the rookie, even though he does have Austin Hooper operating in front of him right now, I think Michael Mayer's a guy who, at the end of a season, could start to really come around.
Yeah, so how I'm going to play this, and I know there's guys with a lot of standalone upside, but we have Mark Andrews, and we're going to start him regardless.
Yes.
I'm just going to handcuff him with Isaiah Likely, someone that's going to slot in and get just as much work as Mark Andrews. So that's who I'm going to go with next, if he's still there.
Isaiah Likely's a guy I feel like could really be like a starting tight end or someone that's like
He could.
highly utilized somewhere else.
He could.
Like, he's really, really good. The time I saw him fill in for Mark Andrews last year, dude,
Yeah.
he's a good player.
Right. I mean, yeah, we're just going to handcuff Mark Andrews here. Something you probably don't hear a lot, but
Yeah. I mean, guys, in a 20-round draft like this, at some point you just got to start going with what you really want. Obviously, you don't ever want to leave value out there, but in terms of tight end, I mean, I see your guy Zach Ertz down there, who I know you really like.
yeah, I love Zach Ertz. But, guys, Mark Andrews, we're going to be playing him. He's a set and forget.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the only reason we wouldn't is, well, a bye week, so we might have to adjust when that comes around. But the only reason we wouldn't is if he's injured. What do? We slot in Isaiah Likely.
Slot in Likely.
Set and forget.
Yeah. So Conklin comes off the board. That's a good pick. Guys, I do want to touch on Hayden Hurst. I think he could be a great target for Bryce Young this year. Rookie quarterbacks usually like to target their tight ends. Hayden Hurst, guys, is a very efficient guy in terms of catches relative to the targets that he gets. I think he's a solid guy. He's not ever going to explode or anything, but I just think he's a solid dude. I really like him.
Yeah, so if Isaiah Likely gets taken, I'm going to take Jordan Love. Just make sure I'm able to pivot if need be, but we're going Isaiah Likely.
Which means I might go Sam Howell. So you just
Cool.
drafted?
Yeah.
Quick, man.
So I feel really good about that, guys. A little bit unsure about what we were going to do in the tight end position, but later on in the draft, I saw that we could get that strategic advantage. And, I mean, I'm just looking to not have to stress about tight end. And now we do not have to do that. That's a problem that 90% of fantasy players will run into during the season. Who do I stream? I got Hayden Hurst or I don't know, who's another guy
Greg
last year?
Dulcich.
Greg Dulcich or Taysom Hill. Like, who do I go with, guys? Like,
I only say Greg Dulcich, guys, because Hayden Hurst and Greg Dulcich, those were my two waiver wire guys that I was juggling.
yeah, same here.
So,
we were basically
we were basically passing them back and forth.
yeah, bounce passes all day.
Who else is here?
Did a couple
Yeah.
flea flickers with Hayden
Yeah.
Hurst and
Let's see. So, really like Jalen Hyatt this late in the draft, guys. Round 15. Jalen Hyatt could be a guy that's a real field stretcher for the Giants there. Daniel Jones, I think I'm looking for him to ascend in his passing ability this year. A guy I think takes another step with Darren Waller coming in. You guys have heard me talk. I like him in fantasy this year. But Jalen Hyatt, guys, in the 15th round is great value. A guy I would be taking. Have no problem with him going there. Let's see. At running back, I mean, we have 5 running backs. I don't really like the idea of looking at running backs, especially the value that's presented here, guys.
Yeah, I mean, no real high value handcuffs. Deuce Vaughn's
Right.
already gone. Zamir White maybe. Joshua Kelly.
Zamir White's probably
even.
the highest value handcuff we have here because we know the type of workload that Josh Jacobs gets.
Yeah, let's just review our team real quick.
So, guys, round 1, Bijan, great workhorse guy, fresh legs. Round 2, Mark Andrews in a 1.5 PPR for tight ends league, big power play. And then our 2 guys.
Yeah, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper. We harp on them all day,
All the
every
time.
day. Probably mentioned second and third behind Aaron Rodgers
And Garrett
and
Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
They
So,
come in a package, though, so.
Yeah, those are just synonymous words. Rashad White, a guy that I will preach all day. I absolutely love Rashad White, where he's being taken as an RB2. I feel really secure having him there. Maybe his floor isn't that great, but I think it actually will be pretty good. So I'm going to go back on that. I think his floor is actually pretty good because Tampa Bay will be playing from behind again, guys. I don't expect them to be a powerhouse team this year. And that just means more receptions for Rashad White come the later parts of the game when passing is basically all you can do as an offense.
Right. And then,
McLaurin to
yes.
shore up as a flex, guys. Maybe won't be able to use him the first week or two, but that's okay because we have Jordan Addison and Brandon Cooks. And both of those guys we can expect to at least produce 10 points and could pop off, each one of them.
Right. I see
Both
both of them
big play
guys
guys.
as double-digit floor guys.
Yeah. Samaje Perine, just to bring back the fact that we needed a running back at that
Yes.
point. Jamal Williams was another guy that was on the board. I think we went with Perine because Jamal Williams is going to be limited this year to what he can do. Obviously, huge touchdown potential.
Jordan Love gets sniped right before us. I kind of like Zamir White as a true handcuff. Quarterback, I would be looking at Sam Howell, guys. Not really too worried about quarterback right now. I'm going to go ahead and get Zamir White. I think he's the highest value handcuff we have here on the board.
Yeah, so to continue on with what we're doing, Geno Smith here at quarterback that you've talked about a lot.
Yes.
You like Geno Smith. I like Geno Smith. I think he's just fine there. Obviously, Rodgers went first, so we would have gone Rodgers.
Right.
And Deshaun Watson before Perine, so that was basically our decision there. Anthony Richardson, the guy that went afterwards, I believe.
Yes.
So
He was the last pick of the 10th.
high upside guy, doesn't give you exactly quarterback one production on a week-to-week basis. At least we don't expect him to.
I do like
Right
him
out the
getting
bat.
drafted as a second quarterback, though.
Mhm. This guy goes with him as quarterback
But
one, but he has
He did get
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, and I'm assuming he got Justin Jefferson at 1.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you're in a situation like that, guys, you got Kirk Cousins as your... He's probably going to start Kirk Cousins, see what Richardson does, but I think that's a great stash.
Yeah, Elijah
Um,
Mitchell next.
Yep.
A guy that we've seen produce even with CMC there, so I love that pick. I think he's actually really great value where he's being drafted in most drafts. I think we reached on him a little bit even, and I
I'm
mean
fine with
I don't
it.
consider that a reach. Like that's perfectly
I mean,
fine
I'm
with
taking
me.
him ahead of Tyjae Spears or Rashad Penny, who got drafted right after him.
Yeah, exactly. Zeke as well, Algier, Roshan Johnson. I mean, Algier would have been decent handcuff there.
Yeah,
But, I think Elijah Mitchell, he's a more valuable handcuff than Tyler Algier, just given CMC's past. Jonathan Mingo, crazy freak athlete. I think he's great
Rookie
there.
connection with his rookie quarterback.
Yep. Darnell Mooney, another guy that can step up this year.
Guy I love at that
We're
value.
expecting the Bears to be a little bit better, so that's why we're going with him. Isaiah Likely, obviously just shore up that Mark Andrews, and then Zamir White.
Yeah, man.
So now, I mean, we could just look at the tight end bye week and just be prepared and go Zach Ertz here. I think Zach Ertz is a guy that will produce for you almost on a weekly basis. That's probably where I'm going to go, honestly. I mean, if you look at the running backs, quarterback, we could go Brock Purdy maybe.
You like Purdy more than Howell?
I don't even know. I think it's basically apples and oranges at that point. I mean, Michael Gallup's a guy that could be decent. MVS, I actually do not
think-
mind.
I think DPJ, guys, Donovan People-Jones, I think is someone that's being overlooked. Oh, we're on the clock right now.
Yeah, so I'm just going to go Zach Ertz.
Yeah, I think that's a solid pick. But guys, Donovan People-Jones is someone that I think is being slept on right now. Elijah Moore has a lot of hype. Obviously, I think he's a very talented player, but a guy that we have seen produce his rookie season, but a lot of turmoil through his career so far in terms of just the team he was on, personal stuff, whatever it was. But Donovan Peoples-Jones, we saw him produce some big weeks last year down the stretch of the season. A very tall, fast, talented guy. So I like him late here. Just to name some other late round receivers I like. Alec Pierce, guys, I think fits Anthony Richardson's skill set with the deep ball. Rashid Shaheed is a guy I love in drafts. Paris Campbell, I like. I know Richie James is a guy that you like, Carter.
Yeah, I mean, just an absolutely electric guy coming over from New York last year over to the Chiefs. Obviously, Sky Moore's got that number 1 locked up. Richie James could be a guy that vies for a gadget role, third wide receiver behind him in MVS.
I mean, he's another guy. He only had 8 incompletions in terms of the targets that he saw. So a guy that was very high conversion percentage. I think he's a solid player. Ooh,
Just electric guy.
I might go Puka Nacua here.
Yeah, that's a guy that you
I
like.
might get Sam Howell
sure.
right here, just to shore up our QB2. But just because of how low Puka Nacua is. But guys, Puka Nacua is a guy that I have a lot of hope for. I think him and A.T. Perry are going to be 2 rookie wide receivers that are big on the waiver wire through the first quarter of the season. I don't even see A.T. Perry. There he is. Down at 354, guys. Ranked 354. So he's not even being drafted in these formats. Puka Nacua, guys, someone I really like. Probably going to shore up our quarterback position just because we do only have 1.
Yeah, guys, something I love about getting Zach Ertz, just to bring it back because I do like this guy a lot. Very consistent guy over the years, someone that I've had in multiple years, and every single time he plays, he is giving you tight end 1 production.
Yep.
Not even upside, just production. He simply does it. And we have Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely. There are going to be people scrambling for tight ends, and when they see that Zach Ertz is producing at the clip he is, we're going to be able to use that as trade bait and go for something even higher. Maybe package him with Terry McLaurin and Samaje Perine and just go for a high-end wide receiver 2 even, or running back, maybe shore up that part of our lineup. So Zach Ertz, guys, is someone that is going to be insanely valuable for you, whether it's you actually play him or you can trade him.
Guys, one guy that's not getting talked about much as a rookie, Michael Wilson for the Cardinals. I don't know how many of y'all know him. Coming out of Stanford, he's a big-bodied guy. Should be available on those intermediate to deep routes. A guy that I think there's a lot of uncertainty. I mean, obviously in Arizona, there's just a lot of uncertainty all over the place. But I think he could really fill that role opposite of Marquise. I think Rondale Moore, we're not going to see him in two wide receiver sets just because he's such a small guy, more of a gadget player. So, guys, Michael Wilson, if you're playing in – I mean, I don't really expect him to come off the board in 12-man leagues, but if you're playing 14, 16-man leagues or greater than that, I certainly like him as a sleeper, someone to stash on your bench. Again, guys, rookie receivers, I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. But right here, so we are 3 picks away. Let's see what the board's been doing.
Dante Foreman comes off, Alec
So,
Pierce, John Mechie.
I
Both
like
the
John
guys I
Mechie
like.
and Alec Pierce,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about it, guys.
Ooh,
Rookies here.
Renfro just came off. I like that. So we were 1 pick away, guys. If Sam Howell's not taken here, I'm probably going to go him. Definitely deciding between him and Puka Nacua, but Puka Nacua is ranked really low. So I'm going to roll with Howell here just to shore up our quarterback too, because really, okay, so he does not get taken.
Get that
so
stack
really,
with Terry McLaurin as well.
Yeah, right. Good point.
We planned that.
Boom. Yeah, we planned that. All right, so we were 10 picks away. So right before us was Isaiah Spiller, running back 3 in Los Angeles, a young guy, second year. I think he'll be solid. So I guess we are at the point where we do need to draft a kicker in a defense.
Yeah, we actually have to.
Yeah.
Let's see him.
So let's see what we're looking at here, man.
Guys, we are not going to be drafting the Chiefs or
Lions.
So let's just actually just go check Vegas odds and base it off of that.
See who's go ahead and log in.
Yeah, guys, don't look at this.
Washington's defense week 1 against Arizona. I think that should be a slaughter. If you guys can't tell, I'm a Washington fan. My hopes always start out high coming into the season. We usually win week 1, and then it's all downhill from there. So my hopes are nearing their peak. After week 1, when we destroy the Cardinals, you guys will see me absolutely ecstatic. And then from there on, I won't be ecstatic. It'll be sadness, as it usually is. But I'm hoping for a better season this year.
Oh, man.
I know. I'm dogging my team.
Oh, man.
I should be talking high, but usually I always talk high, and then
So over under 54, 40, 40, 44, 47, 45, 38. So we like 38 here. 41, 45, 45. Dang. 45, 44,
we're in a
43,
modern NFL,
50,
boys.
46, 46, 45, 48, 42, 51,
You're
41,
looking at week 2
50.
now.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we just target that 38 that we saw earlier.
Who is that? Commanders? Yes, sir.
Commanders.
See if they're still up
So
there.
I think it's a clear pick. We go with Washington here. Obviously, Arizona without Kyler Murray is huge.
I would also look for Baltimore's defense. They play Houston week 1. Okay, so they've already been taken.
Yeah, I mean, all
Just
the...
go to defense
Where?
at the very bottom. Click on that. Very bottom.
Okay, got you.
And then, yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, so if there's not something that stands out, maybe Denver as a
Jacksonville
team.
plays Indy week 1.
But yeah,
I
we're
like
gonna
that.
go Washington here. If they're still here, they may have gotten taken.
No, they're not. Yeah.
So
Let's see who's there.
maybe
for
we just go
defense.
Denver.
We're on the clock.
Yeah, kind of mess this up a
Denver
little
does
bit.
play Oakland.
Yeah,
So I don't think that's an awful pick.
I like Denver guys. They're always a gritty defense.
Yes,
So
always. Just to see those schedules. I mean,
gritty, and honestly, they seem to get a lot of touchdowns.
they're opportunistic.
Yeah.
They are. Like Baltimore would have been one. I don't really know who I would have picked. I do like Carolina's defense. I do think they have an underrated defense. It'll just be interesting to see how Atlanta's offense is this year. Oh, okay, we can't even.
So you saw what we do with the draft or with the sports betting. You look at the over/under. If there's a small over/under, that means that they're
Low
expected to
scoring
score
game.
less points,
Yep.
and you just pick the better defense out of those two,
Right.
or whoever you expect to win.
So place kicker, guys. Not to put too much analysis into anything. Definitely like Jake Elliott for Philly. We know Philly's a high flying offense, gonna score a lot of points. I like Jason Sanders for Miami. Brandon McManus for Jacksonville. We saw him in Denver for so many years. I feel like this guy hits a 50-yard field goal every week. Greg Joseph for Minnesota. Graham Gano was really good last year. Will Lutz got traded to Denver, guys. So Sean Payton connection there. I like Zerline for the Jets. Oh, Brett Maher's on the Rams now. Good for him.
I like Zerline on the Jets.
I like
think that's a
Zerline
great
too.
pick. Greg the leg, guys. He it shows his head, right? But the bottom part of his body is just one big leg,
It's just one leg.
in case you were wondering.
So yeah, guys. I mean, don't put. And also week 1, like I pretty much almost always play my kicker like week to week. Same with my defense. I don't really stick with one defense. That's why I don't like putting too much capital into those. Just because you're gonna. I mean, you can have one of the best defense, but if you're going against Kansas City, your defense is gonna get torched.
Mm-hmm.
Like regardless. So I think there's always upside to be gotten at kicker and defense much later in your drafts.
Yeah.
So guys, yeah, I'm gonna go with Greg Zerline here to wrap our draft up. I hope you guys enjoy this though. Let us know if you would have done anything different in some of our picks, or if you just flat out did not like any of our picks, or if you did like them, please let us know. One more pick or two more picks are on the board, but okay, yeah. So I mean, I enjoyed this. I think we have a solid team. What was it? $35 buy-in, 12 teams. So
You can go ahead and pick him now.
all right. So guys, wrapped up. So we got Bijan or Rashad White as our top 2 running backs. Mark Andrews, again, guys, 1.5 points per reception, 4 tight ends in this league. Keenan Allen and Amari Cooper to really get us some studs at receiver. Really like that right there. McLaurin as our flex, and if he can't go week 1, Jordan Addison and Brandon Cooks will slot into our top 2 flex spots. Samaje Perine, running back number 3. Geno Smith, starting quarterback. A lot of upside there. QB5 last year. Not sure he's going to repeat that, but again, QB5 last year, got him at QB13. So that's value right there, guys. Elijah Mitchell, arguably the best handcuff in the game, has standalone value, RB45. I like that pick. Roshan Johnson, a rookie that can really come on at the end. Carter's guy, Jonathan Mingo, big body, fast guy. Darnell Mooney, who's going to operate as that wide receiver too in an improved Chicago offense. Carter's stud pick. Isaiah Likely to fill in if there's any injury there for our stud tight end.
Yeah, guys, I think the logic after going over it, I think twice, it should be pretty clear to you. I mean, Mark Andrews is a guy we're not looking to sit in any single week.
He's not
if he gets injured, we play Isaiah Likely
Yes.
or Zach Ertz. And we go with Zach Ertz because there's going to be a bye week. They're not the same bye. So I think that's just a perfectly
Solid
fine
value
pick.
there.
Zach Ertz, guys, is going to be a better producer than K. Dodden, Michael Meyer, Irv Smith, Jake Ferguson. I can almost guarantee it. So, honestly, someone I love, if I had one lock pick, it's Zach Ertz. I think that he is the best value in the draft at the tight end position by far.
Yeah. So Zamir White, guys, our final running back we picked. Sam Howell, our QB2, has a great Week 1 matchup. Not that matters. We'll be starting Geno. Who does Seahawks play Week 1? Let's see. Seahawks. Oh, they play the Rams. That'll be Swiss cheese, baby. Rams don't have anything back there. So we got Denver defense guys that are good year in and year out, and then Greg Zuerlein at kicker for the Jets. We know they're going to score a lot of points. Opportunistic offense. So let us know again what you guys think, what you like.
Like and subscribe, please. Okay, that sounds a little bit. Please, man, please. Nah, please like and subscribe, guys. Comment down below if you have any questions about anything we just said. We'd love to talk back and forth if you have anything you'd like to bring up about our draft. I think we did a very good job. This is a team that we're going to be able to grow together. We're going to progress through the season, and we're going to be taking advice from you guys and basically interacting with this team as the season progresses. So you're going to be able to really experience this with us. Our road to $325. It's going to be pretty interesting, guys. Thank you for watching, and